Okay, we're back on the other side on the return from the obviously we have the flow coming out, which you've seen before. We've got the return coming back in. It comes back in front of the flow and onto the front side on the return side. So basically same again, we've come round, we've clipped it, we've basically got where we need to be with it. The good thing about this part is very flexible, nice and bent. So we're going to do the same again. Pipe deflarer goes in, deburrs the top of it for no sharp edges. The foam comes back out, olive basically, and you get your connector there. Comes back in again on the side of the manifold. Feel like sit nice and snug in there. Basically, there we go. Back on, obviously this time, adjustable spanner. And that's it. A few little turns there. There we go. Basically, one zone completed. Just a few more to go. Just to show you, just briefly, as you can see here now, we've got the actual units marked out against the wall, as you can see with the red sort of spray marker, which go all the way around, obviously where the units are actually going to be positioned finally, when the actually the kitchen gets fitted. So what we do, obviously it's marked out, and basically the loops come round. I mean, obviously we don't want the heat going underneath cupboards. If you've got any stored food in there, bread, biscuits, that type of thing, you've got heat rising through the cupboards. Your missus ain't going to be too happy about that really. You know, she gets, you know, up in the morning, stale bread, no good for anybody. So we've got an island in the middle here, obviously where our decoiler is, but as you can see the red markings, we're going to go around that, and obviously once we've got this zone finished, we can just show exactly how it's all going to look. Right, okay, everything's in now, all the zones are in, as you can see, so we're all completed. So now the next job on now, as promised before, we're just going to go and put the pump back on the manifold and get the thing filled up with water, get it pressured up. So follow me. Right, okay, this is the pump, basically mixing valve, which is the flow returns come into here from the boiler, and basically you've got your minimum settings here, which is around about 35 degrees, going up to a maximum there about sort of 65 degrees. We're going to just show you now. I'll put this on the manifold. So basically your Grundfos pump, the blending valve, and this is the top arm for the top connection on the pump, and your rubber seals and fibre washers that are going to go onto the manifold. So we're just in here now because we're struggling with a bit of light in that room. So we'll go in there now. We'll show you how this assembles in there. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Okay, fibre washers go inside here on each one. Mixing valve at the bottom, quite simple that, you can see that's where it seals up to inside the actual isolating valve there. It's quite simple that, it screws up in. Now at this stage you don't want to tighten things up just yet, just enough to get it set up. When you start assembling it, it's a lot easier when it's a bit loose, and when it's all assembled it can all be tightened up. Nice and easy. Pump. So basically your Grundfos pump, it's always with the Grundfos face up and upwards. You've got your direction flow arrow at the side there. Obviously here's the flow, so the flow's going up through the pump and around the manifold and back through on the return. So basically that sits on there. This can be a little bit fiddly. You get the washers in properly. Get it lined up square. There, slightly loose. Made that happen first time, don't normally happen that way. Basically there's your pump manifold. Obviously we've got the spanners here, we're going to go and tighten up in a minute, so you tighten on here, grip spanners on there, your pump spanners, tighten it up, and that's basically your manifold complete. It's all wired. and how it's all put together. But this moment in time now, we're just going to do the filling process. Quite simply, got our hoses attached. This is the mains hose coming into the flow. Then we've got a return hose, and that's going to go outside as an open end. And basically, we're going to fill each loop individually until it's all full. The two isolators, we're going to turn them off. So basically, we're just filling that section of the manifold. We're getting all the loops full up. So basically, that's not necessary to get that tested at this stage. That's tested for when the boiler is actually installed. These little clips here just clip up. A little tool here, just to make sure that's in the open position. You can actually, once you've done that, you can do it by hand. All of these can stay open, they're all slightly open, but these ones here, crank them all down so each loop is closed apart from the loop that we're going to fill. So that goes to the open position. Basically anti-clockwise, as far as it can go, and that circuit is open now. So what we're going to do now, we're going to open that up, open this up, and Jordan is going to go and turn the water on. Air valves here, there is little air valves. Now these go in the open position when the actual boiler is running, so these go in the closed position. So just close them off. As you can see, you can hear the water start to flow through. And as you can see, the little flow meter, that's bobbing up and down. Hopefully we can see that, you get a bit closer.
Yeah, I've zoomed.
You're alright on there. See that flowing through. So basically now, all these, you can see these are all static. So basically the water's just going around this circuit now. It's going to be forcing all the air out, and we're just going to run outside now, and we'll exactly show you how all that works. As you can see, nothing coming out. We've got water flowing. So basically at the minute all the air's on its way out. I think we're on our way. Something's coming. Oh. See, the water's coming out. Very aerated, a lot of air in there. Basically, we're going to fill some of this water in the bucket. You can see you've got a few little air bubbles, and they're still sort of travelling, working their way out. We're just going to run this now until we've got no air bubbles coming out there whatsoever. We've got a nice clear flow of water. And basically that loop can be shut down, and we do the same process and repeat that process over. Basically what you want to do here, we've got this one open, before this one gets shut, because otherwise, depending on how well your Jubilee clips are holding, you don't want your hose pipe blowing off with the pressure from the water. So basically just slightly crank open the next zone, hear that rushing through, and basically close this one off. There we go, we're on number 2 zone. So basically that process, repeat that over and over. So we're just going to go ahead and do that, and then once we finish that I'll show you how we actually wrap it all up, get the pressure test on it, bar pressure gauge on it, and leave it pressured up at mains pressure. Okay, what we're going to do now, just disconnect. We've shut the water off, the actual valves are closed. Basically what's going to happen now, got a little pressure gauge here, which is basically going to sit on the return end of the manifold. So the idea of this really is to get it all pressured up. So even though we're getting screeded tomorrow, but if anything in the meantime happens, that any part gets damaged or if it leaks, this is going to tell us if that happens. And also as well, if this is going to be left for a number of days or even a number of weeks, then we need to know that things are going to be okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get Jordan when he comes back to turn the mains water back on. Show you this, we're going to have this in the open position. This is going to be in the open position. Just get it right there. See the gauge go up there? We're up at 4 bar there. So basically we're going to open all these loops up. So basically all of that is open now, so basically we've got 4 bar pressure running around the whole circuit. So basically we're going to knock that off, I'm going to turn that off. We're going to turn the mains water off. That's going to remain static now. I think we're up at 4 bar, not a bad mains water pressure that.